You see me as a brother. But I see you as an uncle, the groom. Even in my dreams, I want to crush you mercilessly. Instead of a boy hugging a cactus named Du-Bak, Du-Bak dreamily refuses to get out of bed. Clutching his pillow and calling out the name Ko Diak-min. Du-Bak has secretly loved Ko Diak-min for 8 years. Ever since they shared a bed in college. Back then, he had already planned to bend the campus heartthrob. Ko Diak-min. During those 3 years, they did everything that good brothers could possibly do. Recalling those beautiful university days. One afternoon, we sat side by side, fighting over an ice cream cone. The atmosphere was electrifying. In the empty dormitory, Du-Bak whispered softly to Ko Diak-min. Tonight, the dorm is empty. Should we do something exciting? Faced with the heated atmosphere and the seductive charm of Du-Bak, Ko Diak-min, however, remained unfazed and innocently replied, "UNHI, are you asking if I want a massage? Can you press a little harder on the left side?" Du-Bak was utterly disappointed. Remembering those painful memories, he let out a sigh. 8 whole years, and Ko Diak-min is still as straight as a ruler. Could it be that I'm not tempting enough? Looking at himself in the mirror, Du-Bak evaluated his reflection. Smooth skin, a perky waist, perfectly curved hips. Suddenly, the sound of the TV caught his attention. On screen, film Emperor Ko Diak-min and the rising actress, Chuang Tu-dan, were rumored to be dating. Du-Bak's breath hitched. What? The image of that woman flashed before his eyes, along with the scandal surrounding Ko Diak-min. At that moment, Chuang Tu-dan was surrounded by reporters and flashing cameras. Standing confidently, radiant and poised. "To be honest," she said, "we met during a previous business event." The reporters eagerly took notes. Especially since, during the promotion of Ko Diak-min's latest movie, he had refused all private interviews, making his love life even more ambiguous. Fueling endless speculation, Du-Bak couldn't bear to listen any longer. He grabbed the remote and switched off the TV. Sighing in frustration, "Well, it makes sense. Why would Ko Diak-min ever like me?" By his junior year in college, Ko Diak-min had already debuted, his impeccable acting earning him numerous prestigious awards. After graduating, he founded his own media company. At a young age, he had already become a top-tier boss in the entertainment industry. Good looks, toned muscles, wealth. Isn't he practically the nation's dream husband? Suddenly, Du-Bak felt so small. And what about him? What did he have? Although I graduated at the same time as him, I've been struggling in the entertainment industry for years. Yet, I can only manage to land a few low-budget, R-rated roles each year. I truly feel like a pot of sour soup. Too soft, too unwanted, too excessive, like a fool waiting for a rabbit under a tree. I've been waiting for so many years, to the point that I've withered. Should I really just give up? Clutching the soft pillow tightly, Du-Bak suddenly sat up and firmly declared, "No. Ko Diak-min isn't the only handsome guy in the world. Why should I keep waiting for him?" Just then, his phone rang. Seeing the name displayed on the screen, Du-Bak felt a wave of pressure, not wanting to pick up. But how could he resist? This damn pheasant of love? In the end, his trembling fingers pressed the answer button. The voice on the other end, none other than Ko Diak-min. "UNHI, I'm coming over to your place today. Don't lock the door." Du-Bak shivered, his mind screaming, Listen carefully. What straight man talks like this? This sounded exactly like a husband calling his wife to announce his return home. His heart battled against his rationality. His lips parted to respond. But the words from earlier slapped him right back to reality. With newfound resolve, Du-Bak firmly replied, "No, absolutely not." Hearing that unexpected refusal, Ko Diak-min lowered his voice and asked pitifully, "Why?" Du-Bak jolted, his mouth hung open, and before he knew it, a drop of drool slid onto his bed. Panicked, he blurted, Because I'm not home today. I'll be back late." On the other end, Ko Diak-min chuckled softly. "That's fine. I have a spare key. I'll just wait for you at home." Like a bolt of lightning striking his ears, Du-Bak screamed internally, "What the actual hell? Why didn't I think of this? Why is he coming over? This is going to mess with my damn thoughts again." Before Du-Bak could say anything else, the call abruptly ended. Staring at his now darkened phone screen, Du-Bak clenched his jaw. If he truly wanted to sever ties with Ko Diak-min, he needed to go all the way. And so, he did exactly that. First, He deleted the cringe-worthy nickname he had saved for Kodiak Min all these years. Then, he changed the special ringtone that played whenever Kodiak Min called. For 8 years, Do Back had hinted countless times. And all he got in return was a one-sided delusion. Kodiak Min had always been like Tokyo Tower. Tall, rigid, and impossibly straight. No matter how much he tried, there was no bending him. Locking the door, turning off his phone, Do Back decided to sleep. To hell with everything. To hell with whether Kodiak Min showed up or not. That night, while UNHI was still deep in dreamland, his phone remained silent. No matter how many times it rang, the result remained the same. Sorry, the number you are calling is temporarily unavailable. Sitting in his car, Kodiak Min stared at the last text Do Back had sent before bed. I'm not home tonight. Go sleep somewhere else. No matter how many times he called, all he got was the same robotic response. Frustrated, Kodiak Min let out a long sigh. Was he really going to sleep in his car tonight? With no other choice, he opened Weibo, his finger hovering over the post button. Gently, he tagged Do Back with the caption, "Afternoon nap." The internet erupted. The film emperor posted on Weibo. Our aloof film emperor actually has a special someone? Sisters, tell me who it is. I need to gossip. Move aside. This is my ship now. I love them 1,000 times over. Notifications flooded in by the hundreds. But Do Back was still sound asleep. Just one post from Kodiak Min, and the #Dubix Kodiak Min couple shot straight to the top of the hot search. For the entire day, social media was buzzing with nothing but Kodiak Min and Do Back. Backstage, amidst the booming music and the hurried footsteps, Kodiak Min leaned in and whispered into Do Back's ear. Are you ready? Do Back trembled, his voice shaking as he replied. Kodiak Min, there are so many people outside. Pinning him against the wall. Kodiak Min smirked. It's fine, they can't see us. With one hand gripping his tie, he bit it off. His other hand seized Do Back's wrist. Why are you shaking? Are you scared? Do Back scoffed, then suddenly grabbed Kodiak Min's collar, gritting his teeth. Scared? Hell no. I'm freaking thrilled. For 8 years, for 8 long years, I've been dropping hints, as clear as day. And yet, I haven't even managed to take off your damn pants. You stupid, oblivious, straight-brained idiot. Straddling Kodiak Min, Do Back licked his lips seductively. Don't resist anymore, my little darling. Meanwhile, in Do Back's bedroom, he was deep in his dream. Legs tightly wrapped around a pillow with Kodiak Min's face on it. In his sleep, he murmured smugly, Kodiak Min, so even you finally caved in. Huh? Hey. Still half asleep, Do Back suddenly jolted awake. Sitting up, he instinctively grabbed his crotch. Fuck. Furious, he kicked the Kodiak Min pillow off the bed, shouting, Kodiak Min, you're ruining my damn self-control. Messing with me like this. And not taking responsibility? Lying back down, one leg casually propped over the other. Do Back grabbed his phone. Forget it, let's check Weibo. One glance, and his soul nearly left his body. What the hell? I'm trending? His phone screen displayed. Open black lens bracket 9.999 plus unread messages close black lens bracket. And countless comments flooded in. OMG, my husband actually posted on Weibo? And on his personal account? Tell me I'm not hallucinating. Damn near scared me to death. For a moment, I thought it was that kind of announcement. Wait, so who exactly is Do Back? Can someone explain? A D-list actor. With this kind of royal concubine-like tone. Why do I sense something dark in this post? Grabbing my popcorn. This drama is getting juicy. Do Back bolted upright. Kodiak Min, slapped me? When did that happen? And why would he slap me? Still trembling, he checked his call history. He called this many times? Ding dong. Kodiak Min pressed the doorbell. UNHI, are you awake yet? Ding dong. Do Back jolted. Fear creeping in. Shit, did I really leave the fantasy of 90,000 fangirls locked outside all night? Swallowing nervously, he cracked the door open, only for Kodiak Min to push it open effortlessly. Stepping inside with a casual, UNHI. One hand stuffed in his pocket, the other holding up a bag. Slept well last night? Do Back stiffened, his guilt creeping in. Kodiak Min, you. Wait, something wasn't right. This is my house. Why do I feel guilty? But before he could say anything else, Ko Diak Min had already hung his coat neatly, adjusted his sweater collar, and called out, "Come eat breakfast." Reaching into the bag, he pulled out the food. Steamed buns, sweet and sour pork, ginseng chicken soup, dumplings. At the sight of the feast, Du-Bak instinctively swallowed a mouthful of saliva. Taking a seat, he watched as Ko Diak Min, out of habit, picked up a piece of food and placed it onto his plate. "Unhi, your favorite." Du-Bak froze. Then, overwhelmed, he lashed out, "I can feed myself." Ko Diak Min blinked, stunned. Why is he yelling? Glancing at Du-Bak, now aggressively stuffing food into his mouth, his ears burning red, Ko Diak Min reached out, placing a hand on his shoulder. Gently shaking him, he asked, "What's wrong?" Still chewing furiously, Du-Bak avoided his gaze. Ko Diak Min tilted his head. "Oh, right. Why did you lock the door last night?" Du-Bak immediately turned away, mumbling, I thought you went to Jong Tu Dan's place." Ko Diak Min, mid-bite, paused. Carefully, he picked up another piece of food and brought it to Du-Bak's lips. "Why would I go to her place?" Du-Bak took the bite without thinking. Ko Diak Min watched as he chewed, then asked again, "Then, where did you sleep last night?" Du-Bak nearly choked. Ko Diak Min furrowed his brows. "I slept in my car. Down in the parking lot." Casually, he added, "On my way up, I grabbed breakfast. It's still warm." Du-Bak suddenly felt a pang of guilt. Lowering his voice, he muttered, "You probably couldn't even stretch your legs properly in there." Meanwhile, inside his head, he was screaming, "What the hell have I done?" Seeing Du-Bak deep in thought, Ko Diak Min casually reached out, placing his hand under Du-Bak's chin. "Do you need to spit out a bone? Spit it into my hand. I'll throw it away for you." Du-Bak froze. Panic surged through his mind. Oh my god, the ever so aloof, abstinent film emperor. And yet, at home, he's letting me spit bones into his hand? If this isn't love, what is? Terrified by his own thoughts, he swallowed the bone instead. Ko Diak Min patted his back gently. "Unhi, you okay? Lately, you've been acting kinda weird." At those words, Du-Bak nearly jumped out of his seat. I'm fine." But Ko Diak Min just stared at him, brows furrowed in confusion. His gaze alone made Du-Bak tremble. God, he really is a hopeless straight man. Spoiling me like this, teasing me like this, and yet he has no idea what he's doing. No, absolutely not. Being pampered by a clueless straight guy like this was beyond humiliating. Ko Diak Min let out a sigh, adjusted his collar, and stood up. "I'm exhausted. I'm gonna shower and then sleep. Leave the dishes. I'll clean up after I wake up." Du-Bak watched him go, his mind racing. If I've decided to distance myself, I need to stay strong. Scene change, Du-Bak's bedroom. In the bathroom, Ko Diak Min was drying his hair, a towel hanging low around his hips. His toned 8-pack abs were on full display, his skin still damp, trailing droplets of water. Stepping out of the bathroom, he walked toward the bed where Du-Bak was lounging, scrolling through his phone. Sensing movement, Du-Bak turned his head and froze. His gaze landed on Ko Diak Min's bare torso, and instantly, every hair on his body stood on end. Like a startled cat, he tensed up. What are you doing?" Ko Diak Min responded matter-of-factly. "Sleeping." Du-Bak's face burned red. Hurriedly, he stammered, "There's a guest room next door. Go sleep there." But Ko Diak Min ignored him completely, climbing into bed as if it were the most natural thing in the world. Casually pulling the blanket over himself, he rolled over and wrapped his arms around Du-Bak. "We've slept together for years. Don't make a fuss. I'm exhausted." Du-Bak stiffened, lying there, trapped in Ko Diak Min's embrace. His mind screamed. Their faces were inches apart, his hands gripping the blanket for dear life. "Help! Someone! Send help!" The next morning, when Du-Bak woke up, the first thing he saw, Ko Diak Min, completely shirtless, lying right next to him, his stupidly perfect body fully exposed, his breathing slow and steady. Du-Bak's mind went blank. This bastard, he stripped down like this, just to sleep? He bolted out of bed. Startled, Ko Diak Min sat up. "Unhi, what's wrong? Don't talk to me." Du-Bak ran straight to the bathroom, slammed the door shut, and screamed, "Ko Diak Min, what the hell? How am I supposed to sleep when you're like this?" Just then, Dubak heard a phone ringing outside. Curious, he quietly cracked the door open to peek out. And immediately regretted it. Standing in the middle of the room, wearing nothing but a towel, was Ko Deok-min. Dubak's nose started bleeding on the spot. A die-hard fan at heart. His thoughts spiraled into utter chaos. His legs. They aren't just legs. They're the cool, refreshing waters of a lotus river. His ass. It's not just an ass. It's a goddamn celestial paradise. How did I get so lucky to be reborn as Dubak? Meanwhile, outside, Ko Deok-min picked up his phone. Hello? His manager's voice came through, brimming with excitement. Deok-min, you did amazing. The news about you and Jongtu Dan has completely cooled down. All thanks to your scandal with Dubak. A triumphant laugh followed. Honestly, I never liked that woman. She's an attention-seeking nobody. Shameless enough to stir up controversy just for exposure. Because of her, our public image took a hit. But your move? Absolute genius, asterisk. Ko Deok-min frowned. Who said I planned anything? I just couldn't get a hold of Dubak. So I posted randomly. His manager, with the wisdom of someone who had seen it all, snorted. Yeah, right. Only a fool would believe that. You, my dear film emperor, are as calculating as they come. Anyway, I've got things to handle. Talk later. With that, the call ended. Dubak, still hiding behind the wall, had eavesdropped on the entire conversation. His brows furrowed in confusion. Wait, did Lao Hu just mention Weibo? At that moment, his own phone buzzed violently. Flooded with notifications. Staring at the screen, Dubak could hardly believe his eyes. Why the hell? Do I suddenly have a ton of Ko Deok-min's fans following me? Taking a deep breath, he opened Weibo and checked the trending list. Right there, bold and unmissable, was his name. Ko Deok-min and Dubak. #1 on the hot search. Holy shit. Joy exploded in his heart. Dubak immediately went on a liking spree, clicking on every post related to him and Ko Deok-min. This is it. I've made it. But then, something felt off. Slowly, his finger froze mid-tap. His excitement faded. A realization dawned upon him. Wait a minute, what the hell am I doing? A wave of despair crashed over him. Even if the entire internet ships us, Ko Deok-min will never bend. Clutching his phone, he sobbed internally. Dubak, wake up, value your life. Stay away from that damn straight man. His resolve hardened. This had to stop. I need to put an end to this ridiculous situation. Just as he was about to act, his eyes landed on a familiar name in his contacts. Oolong Jia Tui. His mind clicked. Wait, Oolong Jia Tui, the infamous young master Wang, second-generation tycoon of the entertainment industry, CEO of a major film and television company. And, didn't he try to recruit me countless times last year? A smirk slowly formed on Dubak's lips. Maybe it's time I reconsider his offer. Thinking this through, Dubak went to freshen up. Standing in front of his closet, he carefully scanned through his wardrobe. Let's see, which outfit will make me look the best. After slipping into a perfectly tailored suit, his mood soared. Flawless. Absolutely perfect for a meeting. But just as he was about to leave, a hand suddenly landed on his shoulder, startling him. Turning around, he was met with the icy face of Ko Deok-min. In a chilling voice, he asked, UNHI, where exactly are you planning to go? Before Dubak could react, Ko Deok-min pressed him against the wall. It's just some business, Dubak answered, trying to sound casual. Business? With who? When will you be back? Inside, Dubak chuckled smugly. Hee, is his next line going to be, will you still love me after you come back? But outwardly, he kept a cold, indifferent expression. Just meeting a friend. Really? Ko Deok-min pressed. Dubak nodded, stepping backward to make his escape. But Ko Deok-min blocked his way again. Then I'll take you there. No need. His voice was firm. But before he could move, Ko Deok-min grabbed his wrist. His tone filled with irritation. UNHI. Who exactly are you meeting? Why can't I know? Dubak hesitated before finally replying. Oolong Jia Tui. The moment that name left his lips, Ko Deok-min froze. Then, his shock quickly turned into rage. Gripping Dubak's shoulders tightly, he snapped. No, absolutely not. You are not allowed to meet with him. Dubak frowned. Why? Because. Ko Deok-min hesitated. Then, with absolute certainty, he declared, because he's gay. Delete his contact right now. UNHI. You have to understand. You need to stay away from people like him. They'll lead you astray. Hearing those words, Dubak's chest tightened. A faint sense of disappointment washed over him. So this is why I've liked him for 8 years. But never once said it out loud. Without another word, he turned away, his expression darkening, muttering under his breath. He scoffed. A straight man is one thing. But a homophobic straight man? Seriously? Noticing Dubak's whisper, Ko Diak Min narrowed his eyes. What did you just say? Dubak exhaled sharply, his patience snapping. So what if he's gay? I'm a man too. What exactly am I afraid of? With a smirk, he deliberately leaned in closer. His expression seductive, his confidence undeniable. Ko Diak Min stiffened, not fully grasping what was happening. After a long pause, he finally blurted out, UNHI, you've been acting weird. Ever since last night, you've been avoiding me. No matter what I say, you always object. Have we really come to this? Is this how it ends? Dubak let out a deep sigh. So he finally realizes it. Huh? It only took him 8 years. But then, Ko Diak Min, with that hopelessly dense brain of his, blurted out something so sharp, so utterly devastating, that it pierced right through Dubak's heart. Are you short on money? UNHI? We're best friends. If you need money, you should tell me. As he spoke, Ko Diak Min shook Dubak slightly. His expression filled with concern. But Dubak was already mentally logging out from sheer frustration. Let go of me. I'm not short on money. In his mind, however, he screamed, I'm short on love, you idiot. Seeing Dubak's strong resistance, Ko Diak Min became even more convinced of his own ridiculous theory. His expression grew serious. Wait, don't tell me, you're in debt? At that moment, Dubak could only stare at him in complete and utter despair. I'm in love, damn it, not in debt. Fuming, he shoved Ko Diak Min's hand away and snapped. Whatever it is, it's none of your business. Hearing that, Ko Diak Min's temper flared. If I don't care, then WHO will? Listen to him, acting like some overbearing CEO. Dubak scoffed internally. And for what? What does he even think he is to me? But before he could voice those thoughts, Ko Diak Min's sudden outburst made him shudder. UNHI, what's wrong with you? Taking a deep breath, he continued, we've been like this for years. And now you suddenly want to push me away? At least give me a reason. His voice softened. I don't want you getting involved with those kinds of people. I'm protecting you. Why can't you see that? At those words, Dubak clenched his fists, his anger bubbling over. But he couldn't hold it back anymore. His emotions burst forth as he grabbed Ko Diak Min's shoulders and shouted, and how long do you think you can control me like this? Even after you get married? Will you still treat me like this then? The moment that thought crossed his mind, his chest ached. The mere idea of watching Ko Diak Min marry someone else sent a sharp pain through his heart. And before he could stop himself, tears started falling. Shit, I can't even think about it. Without crying, seeing Dubak break down like that, Ko Diak Min was completely caught off guard. He had no idea why Dubak was crying. Of course, this dumbass wouldn't understand, Dubak thought bitterly. But at this point, he didn't care anymore. His frustration, his heartbreak, everything poured out. He sobbed uncontrollably, creating what looked like an artificial lake, filled with imaginary fish swimming around. It was, without a doubt, an absolute mess. Seeing him cry like that, Ko Diak Min panicked. UNHI, don't cry. But Dubak didn't care anymore. He wailed, loudly, to hell with everything. I'm not holding back anymore. Seeing no other choice, Ko Diak Min frantically tried to comfort him. UNHI, please, don't cry. Gently, he patted his shoulder, his voice unusually soft. But for the first time, even Ko Diak Min didn't know how to fix this. What nonsense are you saying? Don't overthink things. In this life, we're just good brothers. The 3 words, good brothers, pierced straight through Dubak's heart. He froze in place. All his efforts, all his hopes, shattered. Once again, he found himself powerless before Ko Diak Min's blinding straightness. But Dubak forced himself to stay calm, silently comforting himself. Forget it. It's been years. It's not like I didn't already know. He changed the subject. Uong Jia Tui just invested in a new film. He told me to try out for a role. As Ko Diak Min buttoned up his shirt, He scoffed. That guy? He's no good. Don't believe a single word he says. But Du Bac remained firm. But I want to earn money. Taking out a cigarette, Ko Diak Min lit it, inhaling deeply before exhaling. If you want an acting opportunity, how about this? My upcoming show needs guest actors. I'll talk to the director and get you in. He was about to take another puff, but after a second thought, he put the cigarette out, so the smoke wouldn't bother Du Bac. Du Bac agreed, feeling a bit relieved. As long as I keep my distance from him, I should be fine. Any more teasing from him, and my poor heart is gonna explode. Ko Diak Min, pleased, ruffled his hair. Good, that's how you should behave. If anything happens, talk to me first. No more unnecessary drama. Got it? At the word drama, Du Bac felt a pang of frustration. He puffed up his cheeks, his voice raising slightly. I'm not being dramatic. He swatted Ko Diak Min's hand away. And stop ruffling my hair. I just don't think you need to be this good to me. I'm not your son, so stop treating me like one. From now on, let's not get too close anymore. Upon hearing that, Ko Diak Min's expression darkened. His voice deepened as he said, and you say you're not being dramatic? What? I can't treat you well now? We've been close ever since we met. I don't even argue with you properly, because I don't have the heart to. Do you know how rare it is to find someone who truly understands you? Du Bac didn't respond. He was still angry, but he didn't dare say what was really in his heart. That's because I love you. You idiot. Forget it. Talking to straight men is a complete waste of time. Running a hand through his hair, he sighed. Still, if people misunderstand, it won't look good. It's not ideal for outsiders to know. But Ko Diak Min? Completely unfazed. His expression remained calm, and with absolute certainty, he stared straight into Du Bac's eyes and asked, why? Who do you think it would affect? Ko Diak Min even began to suspect. Did Oolong Jia Tui say something to you? Or did some gossip from the company get to you? Du Bac was utterly exhausted. He stared blankly at the man before him. What does this have to do with Oolong Jia Tui? But Ko Diak Min suddenly realized something. Wait, I get it now. Is it because of my Weibo post? The shippers online? Are they making you uncomfortable? Assuming he had figured it out, he turned to comfort Du Bac. UNHI, don't be mad. That's just how fans are. All that government-approved couple nonsense? It's all fake. It's all fake. That phrase, those words, like a dagger, they stabbed straight through Du Bac's heart. But Ko Diak Min, clueless as ever, continued, reassuring him. Our relationship is perfectly normal. We're clean. There's nothing to be afraid of. Don't let them get to you. Hearing this, Du Bac felt utterly defeated. This idiot, this complete, utter fool, and just when he thought it couldn't get any worse, Ko Diak Min suddenly asked, wait, don't tell me, you actually think I'm being nice to you because I want to date you? Before Du Bac could even react, Ko Diak Min grabbed his shoulders, shaking him slightly as he firmly declared, UNHI, think about it. If I were gay, after all these years of sleeping next to you, do you really think you'd still be in one piece? At those words, Du Bac saw red. Then hurry up and do something. Damn it, what are you waiting for? But instead, he sighed dramatically and muttered, fine, fine, I get it. You're the straightest man alive. Happy now? But Ko Diak Min, seeing his half-hearted response, still wasn't satisfied. You still don't believe me? Determined to prove his point, he suddenly grabbed Du Bac's hand. Before Du Bac could react, he placed it directly over his lower half. See? UNHI, I'm telling you, I'm really not gay. But instead of the reaction he expected, Du Bac's eyes sparkled, like he had just discovered treasure. Like he had just found the Holy Grail. His expression was nothing short of pure delight. Ko Diak Min continued, now do you believe me? Let's just call it even. Okay? But before he could finish his sentence, 2 thick streams of blood poured from Du Bac's nose as he collapsed onto the floor. Panicked, Ko Diak Min rushed over. UNHI? What's wrong? Are you okay? Come eat. I ordered all your favorites. Du Bac's heart. It was like thousands of arrows of love shot right through it. But in the next second, his excitement turned into pure devastation. I really overestimated him. I really expected too much. Feeling betrayed, he silently cursed as he shoved food into his mouth. Eat. Eat until you drop. Ko Diak Min. Eat until you choke. But Ko Diak Min, was completely unfazed by Dubak's aggressive eating. Instead, he let out a sigh and said, "I think I owe you an apology? For what happened earlier." Dubak froze. Apology? Apology for what? I wasn't mad. I was having the time of my life. Still, he hesitated before saying, "Well, about that." But before he could finish, Ko Diak-min cut him off with a look of guilt. "I was just trying to prove a point. I didn't mean to humiliate you." Dubak blinked. Huh? Humiliate? What the hell is he talking about? Before he could question his own existence too much, Ko Diak-min continued, "When you ran out like that, you looked really upset." Then, he patted Dubak's shoulder in encouragement. "Don't think too much. Really, yours is quite nice too. It's just that mine is a little more special." As a man, hearing someone insult his little brother, Dubak was not having it. His pride was suddenly crushed into dust. How dare he? How dare he look down on my guy? He couldn't hold it in anymore. Slamming the table, he snapped back. "And how exactly do you know yours is better?" "Because personally, I don't think yours is anything special." Ko Diak-min turned to him, raising a brow. "Oh? Then tell me, have you seen one that's better than mine?" Dubak, filled with righteous indignation, crossed his arms and smirked. "Of course I have. In movies. In any way. Whether yours is better or not. What does that have to do with me?" As a man himself, Ko Diak-min couldn't accept the fact that his little brother was being compared to others. With a look of disbelief, he scoffed. "No way. That's impossible." But Dubak casually shrugged. "Westerners." Ko Diak-min froze. "Okay, maybe it's possible." He was about to prepare a well-structured rebuttal. But then, something clicked. Suddenly, his expression darkened, and he turned to Dubak with fiery eyes. "Wait, are you telling me you've watched those kinds of movies?" His voice was filled with utter betrayal. "How could you? Are pure, innocent unhi. At first, Dubak felt a little guilty. But the more he thought about it, the more ridiculous it sounded. With a haughty tilt of his chin, he turned away and said, "What's the big deal? I'm an adult." Ko Diak-min was devastated. Pinching the bridge of his nose, he let out a long sigh. I really thought you had never watched anything like that before." With a heavy heart, he continued, "To me, you've always been someone pure and upright, untainted by such vulgar things." Dubak stood there, completely stunned. "Upright? Pure? Which one of your eyes sees me that way?" Unwilling to accept reality, Ko Diak-min suddenly grabbed Dubak's shoulders and shouted, "This is unacceptable. That stuff is bad for your body. It will ruin you. You need to stop watching it immediately." Dubak, of course, was not about to let this go. He shoved Ko Diak-min away. "Why are you acting like some old-fashioned grandpa?" But Ko Diak-min was determined. "Then why haven't you deleted them? Where's your laptop?" "I'll delete them myself. A straight man says it. A straight man does it." Shoving Dubak aside, Ko Diak-min marched straight into his room. That's when Dubak's heart dropped. Shit. His laptop. It still had those videos. He admitted defeat in an instant. Throwing himself onto Ko Diak-min, he wrapped his arms tightly around his waist, pleading desperately, "Don't. I'll delete them. I'll do it myself." But Ko Diak-min wasn't convinced. "If you're really going to delete them, then come here and do it now." But then, as if a realization hit him, he turned back. "Wait a minute, you definitely wouldn't be watching that stuff if you had a proper outlet." Dubak, clinging to his waist, felt his soul leave his body. With a trembling voice, he sobbed, "No, someone sent them to me. And I don't even watch them all the time." It was the truth, but there was no way to explain himself properly. Thinking Dubak was still reluctant to part with them, Ko Diak-min ruffled his hair in comfort. "If you have that much excess energy, let's do something special after we eat." Dubak blinked, his brain short-circuiting. "Special? Exercise?" Just as he was about to question further, a delivery arrived. Ko Diak-min quickly gave instructions. "Be careful with that. Put it in the study." Dubak was instantly curious. "What is it?" But before he could get a clear look, something fell out of the package. A chain. A collar. Dubak's mind went completely blank. And then, his imagination went wild. His face turned crimson. His heart raced. His soul left his body. Even worse, he started imagining uses, methods, scenarios. His mind was floating in a forbidden paradise. Wait, are those the things from those kinds of movies? Inside, Du Bac was screaming with joy. Could it be? Could today finally be the day? But then, a thought struck him. Wait, how does he see me? Does he think I'm some pervert? Who's always thinking about this kind of stuff? Someone who eats a meal and immediately wants to exercise with him? Yes, that's exactly who I am. His heart pounded. Finally, after all these years, the day has come. Trying to compose himself, but failing miserably, Du Bac fidgeted in place. His voice trembled as he asked, So, should I shower first? But instead of flustered nervousness from Ko Diak Min, all he got was confusion. Pure, absolute confusion. Still clinging to his hope, Du Bac lowered his eyes. His face tinged red, and softly whispered again, So, should I shower first? But Ko Diak Min? Completely unbothered. Instead, he turned around, pulled back a curtain, and said, No need. Shower after we're done. Behind him, Du Bac wiped away a tear of joy. Thank you, heavens above. Thank you for finally letting this day come. Ko Diak Min then pulled out something huge, still wrapped up, and called out, Du Bac, come here. Stretch first. Stretch? Du Bac blinked. What do you mean, stretch? Then, Ko Diak Min pulled off the curtain, revealing the mystery item, and it gleamed under the light. With undeniable pride, Ko Diak Min introduced it. This is a multifunctional workout machine. It can train your legs, chest, waist, basically a full-body workout. It's slightly different from the ones in the gym, but for home training, it's actually really effective. Get familiar with it today. Next time, we'll hit the gym together. Du Bac stood there. His entire world collapsed. His face darkened. His heart shattered into 1,000 pieces. Even his soul trembled in disbelief. Even I wasn't expecting this. How could UNHI possibly handle it? His spring dream, gone, far, far away, still refusing to accept reality. He murmured weakly, What is this supposed to mean? Ko Diak Min glanced at him, giving him a once-over, before explaining patiently, Tal Ladin, it's a variety show, one of the hottest programs this year. If you perform well, you'll gain a ton of recognition. Your shoot is in 2 days. So make sure you're in good shape. Realizing he had dug his own grave, Du Bac clutched his face in shame. I'm so embarrassed. This man throws out a little bait, and my entire brain just runs wild. I have no dignity left. Noticing that Du Bac was still in a daze, Ko Diak Min smirked, and then slapped him on the butt. Look at that. Even your ass isn't as perky as before. Du Bac, caught off guard by the smack, turned bright red and jumped up in shock. His anger boiled over, his hand instinctively rubbing his stinging backside. Spinning around, he shouted furiously, Bullshit. My ass has always been perky. Never deflated. Ko Diak Min, unfazed, continued adjusting the workout machine and chuckled. Still feels pretty firm, I guess. Hey. Then, as if remembering something, he added, Oh right, Lao Lu has already sorted everything out. The scripts you wanted to audition for? They've all been sent to me, asterisk. Hearing that, Du Bac's eye twitched in frustration. That's it, I'm done. This straight man is too much. Clenching his fists, he stormed toward Ko Diak Min, who was still adjusting the machine. Send them to me, I want to look through them myself. But in his mind, a devious plan was brewing. If I work hard enough, even a sexually restrained straight man can be brought to his knees. With a mischievous glint in his eyes, Du Bac suddenly smacked Ko Diak Min's ass. Payback. Ko Diak Min stiffened. Before he could even process what just happened, Du Bac yelled, Wait, let me explain. Then, before giving Ko Diak Min a chance to react, he took off, running for his life. Stunned, Ko Diak Min could only stare at the fleeing figure. Before disappearing, Du Bac turned around, stuck out his tongue, and teased him. Gotcha tilde. At that moment, he felt like today was a victory. A perfect day of teasing a straight man. But, of course, a teased straight man was not going to let it slide. Taking a deep breath, Ko Diak Min chased after him. Right before Du Bac could escape, a hand blocked the door. No running. His voice was low, commanding. Du Bac, now sprawled on the couch, looked up nervously. Ko Diak Min stepped closer, his knee pressing into the cushion, right between Du Bac's legs. With both hands, he pinned Du Bac down. His breath was slightly heavy. As he leaned in, Tell me, what exactly Were you just trying to do? Dubak's face burned. His heart pounded in his ears. Wait, aren't I supposed to be the one saying this? Quickly. He played dumb. Do what? I didn't do anything. But Ko Diak Min moved even closer. His tone deepened. You just smacked my ass. Dubak panicked, turning his head away. Well, you did it to me first. He yanked down the hem of his shirt in frustration and yelled, we're both guys. What's the big deal? Ko Diak Min finally stood up, rubbing his chin thoughtfully. Still, it feels kinda weird. But before Dubak could fully process what had just happened, a phone rang. Ko Diak Min turned away to answer it. Meanwhile, Dubak was still stuck in his own world of delusions. That was kinda hot. Ko Diak Min answered the call with a casual hello? But on the other end, his manager, Lao Lu, sounded panicked. Diak Min, something's happened. Check Weibo now. Hearing that, Dubak snapped out of his fantasies. Something happened? Sitting up, he immediately turned to Ko Diak Min, his expression filled with worry. Ko Diak Min frowned. What happened? On the other end, Lao Lu sounded panicked. That damn Zhang Tu-on. Meanwhile, Dubak, now fully awake, quickly opened Weibo, his fingers nervously biting at his nails. Why is Lao Lu reacting so strongly? What exactly happened? Staring at the screen, his eyes widened in shock. Huh? Right there. A viral post had exploded on Weibo. Zhang Tu-on and Ko Diak Min were once in a relationship. They broke up because she had been deeply hurt. On Zhang Tu-on's official Weibo, she had personally posted, regarding the recent news, I have decided to be honest with everyone. Yes, I did have a past relationship with Mr. Ko. However, it didn't end well. Even now, my body still carries the scars of that painful chapter. I do not wish to recall it anymore. So please, let's not bring it up again. Asterisk. Beneath her post, countless hate comments flooded in, attacking Ko Diak Min. Dubak's expression darkened. Ko Diak Min has been in the industry for years, but he's never had a single dating scandal. I always thought, whenever he wasn't filming, he was with me. So how the hell did this come out of nowhere? Asterisk. The bitterness in his chest was overwhelming. Jealousy. Did something actually happen between them? Meanwhile, on the other end of the call, Lao Lu was losing his mind. Diak Min, this is really bad for you. So many people are falling for their fabricated story. Zhang Tu-on's team is desperate for attention. They're willing to spin any ridiculous lie just to stay relevant. Asterisk. Ko Diak Min's voice remained calm. So what do you suggest? Lao Lu took a deep breath. First, I'll put out an official statement. To clear things up, we can't let these bots and fake accounts ruin your reputation. Also, I'll reach out to major fan accounts to start removing negative comments. Asterisk. Ko Diak Min furrowed his brows. If they still refuse to back down, we'll take legal action. Massaging his temples, he let out a tired sigh. Also, remove all my upcoming PR schedules. Lao Lu nearly screamed. What? Aren't you a total workaholic? Why cancel everything? Ko Diak Min scratched his head lazily. I don't feel like responding to all this nonsense. Besides, this is the perfect excuse to take a break for a few days. Asterisk. Gonna tag along with Dubak for his variety show. At that moment, Lao Lu froze. The name, Dubak, kept repeating in his head. After a long pause, he hesitated before asking, you two really have nothing going on? But before he could get an answer, Ko Diak Min hung up the call and turned his head, only to see Dubak furiously typing away at his keyboard, his eyes blazing with rage, his fingers flying at lightning speed, his entire body burning with fury. Ko Diak Min raised an eyebrow. What is he doing? At that moment, Dubak was fully immersed in battle. His eyes glowed with determination. Who the hell does Zhang Tu-on think she is? If you want war, then come at me. Then, with a loud bang, a new wave of fan wars erupted online. Ko Diak Min's most devoted fans, led by their fan club president, stood their ground. What do we do now? The hate comments are overwhelming. But their president, with unwavering faith, declared, don't panic, we believe in Ko Diak Min's innocence. And just like that, the battle had begun. The fan club president bit their lip. These online rumor spreaders, they're well-trained professionals. We can't hold out much longer. But just then, a flash of red The president looked up in shock. A hero had arrived. AC Seoul, the legendary fan warrior of Do Back. The fan club president could hardly believe their eyes. The legend is true. Whenever a member of the fan club is in trouble, a protector of love will always appear. Without hesitation, Do Back rolled up his sleeves. With a few swift, powerful strikes, he tore through the battlefield, annihilating every single anti-fan that dared to slander Kodiak Min. Onlookers watched in awe. Incredible. Who can stand against the mighty and Ren? Fueled by pure fury, Do Back's combat only became more intense. With every strike, the tide turned in their favor. Victory was within reach. But then, a statement appeared. Kodiak Min and Miss Jong only had a professional relationship. They were never close. Kodiak Min's team has officially filed a lawsuit against Miss Jong for spreading false rumors. The internet exploded. Did you hear that, Jong? The man doesn't even want to mention your name. Classic Kodiak Min behavior. Cold, ruthless, untouchable. She really thought she could ride his fame? She's about to get legally obliterated. I knew it. I never doubted Kodiak Min for a second. With that, the fan war reached its conclusion. The battlefield fell silent. The warriors laid down their arms. And of course, they did not forget the hero who turned the tide of battle. Turning toward Do Back, several fans waved excitedly. Hero, are you a Kodiak Min stan? Do you want to join our fan club? Do Back turned back, smiling softly. Raising his hand, he politely declined. No need. With a graceful exit, he disappeared into the night. Back at home, seated before his laptop, Do Back sat in pure self-satisfaction. Once the dust settles, I shall remain nameless. Honestly, how am I any different from a devoted, self-sacrificing wife? But just then, a shadow appeared behind him. Kodiak Min, leaning in, he asked, "What are you up to?" Do Back jerked in shock. Quickly, he slammed his laptop shut. Flustered, he stammered, Nothing. Aren't you busy?" Kodiak Min tossed his phone aside, turning away nonchalantly. Left everything to Lao Lu. "If there's nothing else, go look over your script. Your shoot is already scheduled for the day after tomorrow." Then, as if it were an afterthought, he added, "By the way, it's better if you practice with someone. Dialogue feels more natural that way." He paused. "I'll do it." Do Back's mind went blank. It was as if thunder had struck his ears. His eyes widened. His heart pounded. A red flag. A walking red flag. In my house. Offering to practice lines with me. What kind of unholy temptation was this? Do Back panicked. Shit. This can't be happening. On one hand, he knew that Kodiak Min was a workaholic. Once he got serious, he didn't care about day or night. And if Do Back had to endure training under him, I'm gonna get worked to death. With that horrifying thought, he screamed at the top of his lungs. "Help! Someone save me!" Flailing wildly, he tried to make a run for it. But his struggles were pathetic at best. With just one hand, Kodiak Min grabbed his collar, effortlessly yanking him back. His voice was cold. "It's too late. You need to be fully prepared before we get there." And so, Do Back's nightmare training began. Day 1. Hands trembling, legs shaking, tears, so many tears. Day 2. Identical to day 1, except now, Do Back had completely given up. He lay there, emotionally drained, accepting his fate. "My tears have become rivers. My suffering has become an ocean." By the time the final rehearsal day arrived, Do Back was nothing more than a husk of a man, both physically and mentally destroyed. Kodiak Min, admiring his masterpiece, nodded. "You're ready." Hearing that, Do Back's eyes welled with joy. Finally, it's over. After days of sleepless suffering, he had finally reached the finish line. But when he looked in the mirror, what stared back at him was a panda. Dark circles, lifeless eyes, a face drained of all hope. Kodiak Min glanced at him. "Why do you look so drained?" Do Back finally snapped. "Whose fault do you think it is?" Then, sighing deeply, he waved his hand. "Whatever. Just go get change." Parking garage. Do Back, standing next to the car, placed his hand over his chest, trying to calm himself. "Phew, it's been so long since I last filmed. I'm actually nervous." Just then, a black car pulled up smoothly. Kodiak Min inside. With effortless charm, he called out, "Get in, I'll take you there." Du Bac froze, slowly opening the car door. He stared at him in disbelief. Wait, you're not going to your company? Ko Diak Min, completely calm, replied, letting you go alone? I wouldn't be able to relax. Du Bac's face turned red. Quickly, he fumbled with his seatbelt, trying to avoid eye contact. Why wouldn't you be able to relax? I'm not a kid. But then, Ko Diak Min's voice deepened. His gaze was serious as he said, I've realized something. You only want to go out to date, don't you? Du Bac's brain completely shut down. His throat went dry. His heart pounded, looking at Ko Diak Min's ridiculously handsome face. He swallowed hard. Shit, he's too attractive. I want to steal a kiss. Just one. No one would notice, right? Seeing Du Bac dazed, Ko Diak Min frowned slightly, resting a hand on his forehead. Did you even hear what I just said? Du Bac frantically nodded. Why yeah, I did. Ko Diak Min squinted at him. Before, whenever I came home, you were always happy to see me. But this time, you avoided me completely. You even locked me outside. Do you not want to see me anymore? Asterisk. His voice was low, almost uncertain. Does this place not feel warm to you anymore? Hearing that, Du Bac's frustration flared up. It's not like I told you to come over. But inside, he scoffed. See? Typical straight man behavior. Acts like the whole world revolves around him. Yeah, right. Not this time, buddy. Asterisk. Noticing Du Bac's fiery attitude, Ko Diak Min felt his own temper rising. What kind of attitude is that? His voice cooled. If you can't stand it, then don't come back to my place anymore. Just as Du Bac was about to snap back, Ko Diak Min delivered the fatal blow. By the way, I'm the one paying your rent. Just so you know. Silence. The moment money was involved, Du Bac was instantly defeated. He bit his lip, suppressing his grievances. I need to build my own career. If I don't, Ko Diak Min will crush me to death. Even stepping outside won't give me peace. Asterisk. At the studio, as soon as they entered, the film crew greeted them warmly. Good morning, President Ko. Ko Tong, have you eaten yet? Du Bac felt uneasy. The scandal hasn't completely died down yet. Why does he look so comfortable? Don't tell me, he actually plans to stay? Asterisk. Before he could dwell on it further, a voice called from behind. Du Bac. Turning around, Du Bac froze. Oolong Jia Tui, running toward him. Before he could react, Oolong Jia Tui pulled him into a hug. With a bright, dazzling smile, he greeted, Good morning, Du Bac. Du Bac was stunned. Oolong Jia Tui? Why is He here? His face turned pale. Slowly, he lifted his gaze, and met Ko Diak Min's. He was furious. Fury. Pure, unfiltered rage. Behind him, he wasn't just a man anymore. He was a demon. A blazing inferno. Completely oblivious to the tension. Oolong Jia Tui continued speaking. Du Bac, I finally got to see you again. At that moment, he finally noticed the burning presence behind Du Bac. Slowly, he turned his head. His smile faltered. President Ko. Long time no see. His tone was slightly nervous. I didn't expect you to be here too. Are you a guest on the show? Ko Diak Min answered in the coldest, most clipped tone possible. No. Before Oolong Jia Tui could continue, he yanked Du Bac toward him. With a possessive grip, he stated, I'm here to support my little one. Du Bac's soul left his body. Little one, didn't we graduate in the same damn year? Oolong Jia Tui blinked, looking at the tense situation before him. He rubbed his chin thoughtfully. Then, he extended his hand to Du Bac and said, Du Bac, I forgot to tell you. I'm a guest judge for this episode. I hope you'll take care of me. Asterisk. Du Bac instinctively reached out to shake his hand, but before he could, he felt it, a chilling aura from behind. His back stiffened. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Ko Diak Min suddenly reached out his hand. His voice low but firm. Please take good care of him. Oolong Jia Tui smirked, not backing down. President Ko is as possessive as ever. Ko Diak Min replied casually. President Oolong, you must be joking. They exchanged a fake laugh. Ha, ha. Then, Oolong Jia Tui added smoothly. It's been a while since we had a proper conversation. And I just so happen to have something I'd like to discuss with you. Ko Diak Min narrowed his eyes. Fine. Talk. With that, the two men gripped each other's hands tightly. So tightly that their jaws clenched and veins bulged. Thunder rumbled in the background. A storm was brewing. Oolong Jia Tui then threw an arm over Ko Diak Min's shoulder and dragged him away, chatting non-stop. Before disappearing, Ko Diak Min turned back to call out, "UNHI, go get your makeup done. The full rehearsal is starting soon." Du Bak stood there, watching the scene unfold. His mind was filled with one thought. Why the hell do these two seem so weird? Before he could dwell on it further, a crew assistant rushed over. "Brother Du Bak, your dressing room is ready. Please follow me." Scene change, makeup room. Inside, the makeup artist under Ko Diak Min's team, Tiu Bak, came rushing in like a hurricane, practically tackling Du Bak with excitement. Brother Tiu Bak, caught off guard. Du Bak blinked. "Tiu Bak? Why are you all here?" As he dragged Du Bak to sit down, Tiu Bak chattered excitedly. "Boss was worried the regular makeup artists would mess up your appearance. So he transferred our whole team here, just for you." Hearing that, Du Bak was speechless. That seems a little excessive. But before he could process it further, Tiu Bak leaned in conspiratorially. "Don't worry, Brother Bak, I already did some digging." Du Bak raised an eyebrow. "Digging? Digging what?" With a knowing smirk, Tiu Bak began to explain. "It's about your co-star today. Kyu Han, Brother Bak. He debuted a few years before you. Back then, he had a decent fanbase. But unfortunately, his acting skills were garbage. So naturally, his career flopped. Now, he's participating in Tal Ladin Veen to get more screen time, hoping someone will cast him in a film again." Hearing that, Du Bak thought to himself, so he's just another struggling actor. It's not like any of us are that famous. There shouldn't be any conflicts, right? But once filming started, he realized he was dead wrong. On set, Kyu Han's acting, it was atrocious. It was painful to watch. No, calling it acting would be an insult to the profession. Du Bak's soul left his body. This is unbearable. The director, the entire film crew, everyone stood there, mouths hanging open, watching in utter disbelief at this man's so-called performance. Du Bak, completely broken, could only scream internally, "Someone save me." Just as Du Bak felt like he was about to break, the director's voice rang out. "Cut. Take a break. You too." Finally, Du Bak could breathe again. Acting in pairs truly tests one's personal endurance. But before he could fully relax, Kyu Han suddenly turned to him and asked, "Teacher Du Bak, do you have any feedback for me?" Du Bak nearly choked on air. Teacher?" Quickly, he waved both hands, awkwardly laughing. "Haha, no need to be so formal. Just call me Tiu Bak." Hearing that, Kyu Han's eyes lit up like high-beam headlights. "Alright then, Tiu Bak." Then, he leaned in slightly. "We should communicate more, so we can improve our chemistry on stage." Du Bak's inner alarm bells rang. Wait, what the hell is happening? Instinctively, he hesitated. I've gotten too used to practicing with Ko Diak Min. Compared to that, this Kyu Han guy, his first half was passable. But once the second half hit, the emotional climax, the part where the older brother breaks down in grief, he turned into a damn drama princess, crying over his dead brother, like a fragile heroine in a romance novel. But if I tell him straight up, will he try to kill me? Faced with his strong survival instincts, Du Bak smiled politely and said, No, I have no feedback at all. Your performance was really great. Please guide me instead. The moment those words left his mouth, Kyu Han puffed out his chest in pride. "Oh? Then let me give you some advice." Du Bak's mind went blank. "Wait, what? No, I was just being polite. How did things end up like this?" As he spoke, Kyu Han casually threw an arm around Du Bak's shoulder. "Tiu Bak, I think your acting is still too restrained. Stage acting and film acting aren't the same. If you don't express your emotions fully, the audience won't feel anything." Du Bak, feeling uncomfortable, shrugged him off and thought to himself, "This is nothing like what Ko Diak Min taught me." But before he could say anything, Kyu Han suddenly grabbed both of Du Bak's shoulders. His eyes immediately welled up with tears. As actors, we must make the audience feel our sorrow. Watching this unfold, Du Bak doubted reality itself. Does he have a built-in tear triggering system? How does he cry? On command like that? Asterisk. Then, as quickly as it came, the emotional display was gone. Kyu Han's face returned to normal. His expression smug. That was just 70% of my ability. When we perform live, I'll give it my all. And make the audience cry. Like never before, asterisk. He turned to Do back, raising an eyebrow. Tu back, you're still not fully focused. Do back was speechless. Right, totally. Whatever you say. But inside, someone, please, take this man away from me. Suddenly, Kyu Han's tone turned grim. Tu back, do you know why we were placed in the 4th performance slot? Why? Because by the time the audience gets to the 4th group, they're already bored. And on top of that, we're just the warm-up for the final team. We're the stepping stone, the filler act, asterisk. Hearing his doom-filled prophecy, Do back panicked. Kyu Han, don't lose hope. But before he could finish his sentence, Kyu Han suddenly turned around, slapped Do back's shoulder, and grinned brightly with unwavering confidence. Lose hope? Of course not. We can't accept defeat. We have to prove our worth. Tu back, we must be strong, asterisk. Do back stared at him. What? Was that 180-degree emotional shift just now? How am I supposed to take him seriously, asterisk? Just as he was internally battling his chaotic partner, a knock echoed through the room. Then, Ko Diak Min entered, his expression seething. Unhi. His voice was low, sharp. Talk to me, right now. Do back, seeing his savior, immediately kicked Kyu Han aside and rushed toward Ko Diak Min like a rescued kitten. But his relief didn't last long. As soon as he looked up, his smile froze, because Ko Diak Min was radiating pure fury. The air around him felt like it was burning. Then came the question, explain to me your relationship with Oolong Jia Tui. In the quiet room, Ko Diak Min gripped Do back's shoulders, his voice dangerously low. Tell me honestly, how long have you known him? Asterisk. Do back hesitated. I don't really remember. Maybe a year ago? Immediately, Ko Diak Min's expression darkened. A year? So you've been working together for an entire year? Hearing the words, working together, Do back nearly lost it. Excuse me? What the hell do you mean by working together, asterisk? It was a professional invitation for work, but Ko Diak Min was not convinced. Work? My ass. If I hadn't caught on, you would have already packed your bags and run off with him, asterisk. Stunned by his irrational jealousy, Do back furrowed his brows. Wait, what exactly did Oolong Jia Tui say to you? Why are you so angry? The moment you got back? With pure hatred, Ko Diak Min sneered. That bastard said this. He said he wanted you to hand me over to him. At those words, Do back's mind flashed with a clear mental, BA. Is Oolong Jia Tui losing it? He thought. Then demanded from Ko Diak Min, what the hell is going on? Before he could finish, Ko Diak Min, still seething with anger and gripping Do back's collar tightly, growled. So, you really want to follow him? Do back stubbornly replied. No, I don't want that at all. At that moment, Do back seemed to shrink down to a fraction of his former self, infinitely smaller compared to Deep Min. Ko Diak Min almost transformed into a wrathful tyrant as he snapped. It turns out you've been planning to betray me for a long time. Think carefully about the consequences if you go through with this betrayal. Do back silently pondered the outcome. And what outcome was there? Isn't it that no one would pay the rent for your room anymore? Hold on, he already imagined a horrifying scene in his head. A supercar and heaps of cash abandoned just for you. Leaving you forever single, jobless, and penniless. Do back immediately clutched Ko Diak Min in a desperate embrace and pleaded in a soft, earnest tone. I've never truly wanted to be separated from you. It's just that I noticed Oolong Jia Tui is investing huge sums in film. I only wish to have one solid role in my acting career. Please understand, I'm not trying to leave you. If I were cast elsewhere, people would assume you're the one keeping me afloat. But you know how you are. Ko Diak Min, Do back then, with a mix of petulance and adoration, added, I consider myself a little imp who's totally enamored with you. If one day you stop caring about me, I'll literally starve. I'd rather seize any opportunity now. Develop myself until you're gone. And then immediately fill that void. Hearing that, Ko Diak Min flared up with rage. his frustration burning as he grabbed Du-Bak's head. Du-Bak, if I stop paying attention to you, are you really going to start flirting around? Just then, a cameraman suddenly entered. Du-Bak seized the opportunity to escape the interrogation. Both men immediately turned around, flashing perfect, friendly smiles at the camera, acting as if nothing had happened. Truly impressive. This is the power of an award-winning actor. With an effortless motion, Ko Deok-min placed a hand on Du-Bak's shoulder. Do your best. I'll be in the audience, watching you. As Du-Bak flipped through his script, he mentally cursed Ko Deok-min again. That troublesome bastard. So damn hard to deal with. But there were more pressing matters. The performance was starting soon. And, will Kyu-han be okay? Just as that thought crossed his mind, a voice greeted him from behind. Nice to finally meet you. Lao Shi Du-Bak. Confused, Du-Bak turned around, and there she was, the infamous woman from Ko Deok-min's dating scandal. Her face? Completely unnatural. Her forehead, filled with hyaluronic acid. Her cheeks, puffed up with fillers. Her nose, clearly artificial. Her chin, overdone with Botox. And her smile? As fake as the rest of her. She introduced herself with a sickeningly sweet tone. I'm today's second to last lead performer. Jong Tu-on, but you can just call me On Bao, asterisk. Du-Bak's irritation toward Ko Deok-min skyrocketed. Oh, impressive. She's the lead performer. Huh? Just earlier, Ko Deok-min was yelling at me for conspiring with Huang Jiatui. Yet here he was, secretly fishing in murky waters himself. Hypocrite. Suppressing his annoyance, Du-Bak forced a kind smile and extended his hand for a handshake. Nice to meet you, Miss Jong. Is there something you needed? At the same time, he couldn't help but internally roast Ko Deok-min. With such obvious signs of plastic surgery. How the hell did Ko Deok-min even find this woman attractive? Did his eyes get fermented along with soybeans or what? Asterisk. However, instead of addressing the unspoken insult, Jong Tu-on replied innocently. Oh, nothing much. I just noticed that you were in Team 4. So I came over to say hello. Du-Bak blinked. Then, completely deadpan, he responded. But the cameras aren't recording us. Silence. Her face stiffened. For a second, it looked like she wanted to disappear into the ground. But, instead of dwelling on the embarrassment, she quickly changed the topic. For this performance, I've already memorized my script flawlessly. Du-Bak sighed. Memorizing lines. That's it? Am I supposed to be impressed? But outwardly, he simply nodded. Oh, then you're amazing. Jong Tu-on, however, wasn't finished. She whined dramatically and pleaded. So, Lao Shi Du-Bak, please help me out. I want to win first place this season, asterisk. Du-Bak, unamused, simply curled his lip in disdain and said. Du-Bak crossed his arms and smirked. I'm just a disposable pawn. I don't think I can be of much help to someone as talented as you. Miss Jong, asterisk. He tilted his head slightly and added. You'd be better off negotiating with the organizers instead. Whether she was playing dumb or actually dumb, Jong Tu-on completely ignored his polite dismissal. Instead, she persisted. Oh, the other mentors are easy to handle. The real question is, will you help me, Lao Shi Du-Bak? Asterisk. She kept going, and going, and going, until finally, she let out a light giggle and said, but honestly, your opinion doesn't really matter. Does it? Jiang Zong is a guest judge. And he holds 30% of the scoring power. Since he's my boss, I'm sure I'll receive high marks. And besides, your teammate Kyu-han, he's the company heartthrob, isn't he? Even if you two wanted to win, there's no way you'd take first place. Wouldn't it be better if we all just got along? I'm really doing this for your sake. Du-Bak, asterisk. After rambling for what felt like forever, she finally stood up, her fake smile never faltering. As she reached the door, she threw in one final remark. Think carefully about my offer. It'd be in your best interest to accept. Otherwise, you'll only suffer a miserable defeat, asterisk. With that, she slammed the door shut and left, the room instantly filled with flames of rage. Du-Bak's entire body boiled with fury. If it weren't for the fact that her face is filled with hyaluronic acid, I would have knocked that fake nose right off her damn face. Still, a lingering thought gnawed at him. What the hell is she planning? Does she actually think this little scheme of hers will win her the Best Actress award? Asterisk. Just as he was deep in thought, the door suddenly burst open. His manager rushed in, face pale with panic. Bad news. Bak Zhe. Qiu Han is missing. Asterisk. Silence. Du Bak's eye twitched. Of course this idiot ran off.